What do you do if you want to be even closer in a relationship? Closeness really requires that we open up, that we're vulnerable, and that we're willing to share our innermost thoughts, our innermost feelings. So what can you do to support your man if you would love for him to open up more emotionally? Today I'm going to share with you 5 things that will support your man in opening up and connecting with you on a deeper, more emotional level. Check it out. Hey there, this is Matt Boggs, and I'm the founder of the Love and Relationships Division of the Brave Thinking Institute, where our mission is empowering people to create and live a life they love. And that includes your love life. So if you like this video, take a moment and hit the subscribe button and click that little bell, because every week we put out videos to empower you and support you and help you expand the love that you experience in your life. And today we're talking about how to create more closeness and specifically how to help your man open up emotionally. And so anytime we're going to open up emotionally, that's a scary thing to do. It takes being vulnerable, and that's often nervous making. And so the first step in helping your man open up is for you to open up first. When we're open and we're vulnerable, we're taking a chance at rejection. And so for you to lead the way with courage and saying, here's who I am, here are my vulnerabilities, here is my openness. And when he sees that it's safe to open up, that you're not going to reject him because you're laying yourself on the line as well, he's way more likely to open up. My wife is incredible at this. She's so open, she's so vulnerable. I remember one of our first weekends when we were just dating, she came out to celebrate my 30th birthday, and we were hanging out at this cabin, and we were going to spend the night, and she was like, she drew the line, the boundary. She was like, look, I'll sleep in your bed, but I am not going to have sex with you. I said, okay, I respect that. I wake up in the morning and she's gone. She's not in the bed. I go out in the hallway, and there's this futon out in this hallway of this cabin, and she's sleeping on the futon. I'm like, honey, what are you doing on this futon? And she looked up at me and she said, can I be vulnerable with you? And I said, yeah, of course. What's going on? And she said, I was really gassy last night, and I didn't want to blow you out of the bed. And I started laughing, and she started laughing. And at the same time, I thought to myself, that's the most awesome thing I've ever heard someone say. Because we had been dating maybe like 6 months at that point, had dated a few, we were long distance. And so she flew out to have this weekend. That took courage to say that. That was not an attractive thing to say. That's not something you're trying to broadcast to the person that you're building a relationship with. And yet she was super honest and super vulnerable with me in that moment. And that just helped me drop the parts of myself where I wanted to look good in front of her and put on a good show and just get even more real. And I love that. So there's a great phrase that you can use if you have something vulnerable to share, maybe about your past or about your family or about a way that you're feeling. A great phrase to lead the conversation is this one. Honey, can I share something vulnerable with you? When you do that, it prepares your man to go into protective mode because your man wants you to feel safe. He wants you to feel comfortable. So when you say, can I share something vulnerable with you? He will ready himself, and he'll be much more likely to receive your information with compassion and understanding. Number 2 is lead with compassion. When your man does open up, when he shares stuff with you, we will often share a struggle or a concern we're having or something like that. Instead of telling him how to make it better or trying to fix it or giving him advice or giving him coaching, instead just offer compassion. And the worst thing that you can do is judge him for what he's saying. If you want to encourage him to open up, have that compassionate heart. Don't judge him, because we can feel that when someone judges us. If you think less of him, if your opinion of him diminishes because of some vulnerability that he shared with you, he's going to sense that and he's going to feel that. So one of the greatest practices of knowing that you can be a compassionate space for somebody else is to first be a compassionate space for yourself. So when you make a mistake or when you have a vulnerability, instead of judging yourself, criticizing yourself, berating yourself, or beating yourself up for the things that you don't like, instead love yourself for those things. Have compassion for those things. Forgive yourself for mistakes you may have made or things that you didn't get right. That energy will naturally carry over to your man, and that will create a field in which he feels more safe to open up. He feels more safe to be himself and to be even more real with you. And if you love support with that, there's a great tool that I've created that can help you develop even more self-love and self-compassion. And it's called the Self-Love Activation Toolkit. It's got a beautiful affirmation set that goes along with this and a meditation. It takes 5 minutes a day, and it will naturally increase the compassion and the self-love that you have, and your man will feel that and begin to open up even more. So this is a gift from me to you. Make sure to check out that link in the description and practice this, because it will absolutely transform the energy your man feels from you in the relationship and encourage him to open up even more. And number 3, if you're going to ask him some personal questions or invite him to go deeper, pick a private place to do this. The last thing someone wants is to be sharing about how their mom abandoned the family and then have the server come by and say, hey, would you guys like some more pico de gallo? Like in the middle of some dinner. So invite him to have these conversations when it's just the two of you, maybe the two of you at the house, or you're out on a walk, just the two of you. That kind of setting where you're private lets him know he's not going to be interrupted, and he'll have a better chance of going deeper because he knows he has more time to go there. Number 4 is called shoulder up. And basically what this means is, instead of having a conversation where you're face to face when you want to go deeper and more vulnerable, instead sit at a 90-degree angle or do something where the two of you are side by side. If you're sitting at a table, sitting on a park bench, and you're shoulder to shoulder. This was a really fascinating behavioral study that I read, and as I began to put this to the test in my own life and with clients' lives, it's phenomenal, where men rarely talk face to face. They'll often talk shoulder to shoulder at 90 or shoulder to shoulder at 180 where they're looking out. Men face to face, they square off when they're going to have conflict, when they're vying for who's the alpha or they're going to get into a fight. It's more of a conflict position. It's way more intense and ups the ante of the situation. Instead, when you're side to side, you're looking out at the world together. It's way more relaxed, it's way more comfortable. And so when you shoulder up, you're going to help put your man at ease, and he'll feel more comfortable opening up in that situation than if you're face to face. And number 5, and this one's magic, and it goes right alongside the shoulder up tip, and that is talk over an activity. Instead of one night dinner table, you invite him to pull up a chair and you say, honey, we really need to talk. Guys don't really do that. They don't talk just for the sake of talking. If you want him to relax and open up, talk over an activity that the two of you are going to do together. Whether that's fishing. Imagine 2 guys out fishing, right? Casting the line, reeling the fish, and they're talking, they're sharing, they're side to side. Or shoot hoops together, or go for a walk together. Any kind of activity that you're doing together, that activity helps relax the mood, helps him actually go deeper in his shares with you. And there's one activity that tends to be the granddaddy of all vulnerable share activities that men do. You know what that is? It's sitting around a campfire. Like if you have a fire pit or you have a fireplace and you want to help him open up, have him, the two of you, build this fire together, sit around the campfire and just start chatting. It's amazing. When I think about the most vulnerable conversations that my guy friends and I have ever had, it's always around a campfire. I don't know if it's something about our primal nature and connection to fire, but it's just extraordinary. So these 5 strategies of you leading the way, opening up first, you offering compassion to him, being in a private place, shouldering up and doing an activity are beautiful, brilliant ways that will support your man in opening up and sharing more vulnerably with you, building the connection in the relationship. My question for you is, what have you found supports your man in really opening up? I would love to hear from you. Go ahead and share your strategies in the comment section below. And know this, your man wants to connect with you. He wants to get more real. He wants to be more vulnerable. And as the two of you lean into that level of connection together, the relationship takes on a whole new meaning and a whole new level of richness for the two of you. So I appreciate you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.